Hi, welcome to the NLP UK Training podcast. I'm Callie Fraser.
And I'm Steve Kay.
So today we're going to be talking about how NLP can actually help you build better relationships.
Ooh.
And I think this is kind of the kind of, I've suggested this for a podcast topic, but I think the joke's going to be a little bit on me with this one. Let's just say I've had a little bit of a checkered history of relationships. In my younger years, I had the uncanny ability to get into relationships that were really, really unhealthy.
Okay.
That thankfully has changed.
Yeah, you've got the lovely Matt.
I have got the lovely Matt. He doesn't know that we're doing this podcast. But I've been with Matt for just over 10 years now. And during that time, our relationship has just gone from strength to strength. It's got better and better. And obviously, because I'm so invested in NLP, he hears about NLP all the time. So he's actually taken on board a lot of the principles from NLP.
He liked the chunking up and the chunking down, didn't he?
He very much likes...
Which is that big picture language.
I like the chunking up and chunking down.
Yeah. But he got that, didn't he?
He absolutely got that. And it's really
and
interesting.
He uses it at work.
He definitely uses it in work. He's in IT. He's very, very detailed. So he will go into so much depth no matter what you're talking about. He will use 20 sentences when 3 words will do.
Because he's got to be neurologically good at looking at detail and what might go wrong.
That's what he does.
So in his work relationship, somebody in marketing who might be more bigger picture might see him as being negative.
Absolutely.
Because they don't understand.
Mm. But he's all about making sure that there's no risk involved within his job.
Yeah.
So he has to be detailed and really go into depth to really make sure that he's minimizing risk.
Yeah.
Now, funny story, Steve. You've heard this before. As have a lot of our NLP.
Know you're telling this story?
He does. He doesn't know I'm telling it today, but he hears me telling it on the practitioner course quite a lot.
That's okay.
So this kind of goes right back to when we first started dating. We'd probably been together for, 6 months or so. And we decided we were going to go away for a weekend together. And he'd never been to Scotland.
Right.
As a Scot, I was like, that's outrageous. Come back to the mother country. I'll show you what a real country looks like. Yeah. So I said, look, you've never been before. I know exactly where I want to take you. I'll go and organise it all. Okay, fantastic. So I went away, booked hotels, organised what we were doing, had a little vague itinerary in my mind of what we were doing. That's all we needed.
Mm-hmm.
And I text him, hi, Matt. I've sorted our weekend away. I'll see you at 6 o'clock on Friday.
And you thought you were done?
That was done.
Yeah.
That was just done. I'd said I'd sort it. Done. I'm big picture. I'm kind of up here. He's down here when it comes to detail. And about 20 minutes later, it was 20 minutes later because it took him that long to write the text back. There must have been 20 questions.
Go on.
So are we going in your car or my car? Do I need to stop and get petrol? Where are we eating? Are we going to eat before we go? Or are we going to stop somewhere on the way? How long will it take us to get there? Where are we staying? Have you booked breakfast for in the morning? And what kind of clothes do we need to bring? Literally, there was 20 questions. And I'm looking at this going, it's a weekend away in Edinburgh. It's not that complicated. So, but of course because he's so detailed, I just hadn't given him enough information.
Right.
So he was kind of a bit confused. Well, I need more than this.
Yeah.
But the tables were turned a couple of months later.
Yeah.
So he's in IT. He does all of my tech for me, apart from podcasts, which Carl does. But he'd installed some Microsoft apps on my phone to help me be more productive.
Okay.
I'd had them on my laptop, but this particular app I hadn't used before. Now, for me, big picture, it's an iPhone.
Yeah.
It's not that complicated. They're very, very intuitive. Are most of the Microsoft apps. You know, shove it on my phone, I'll work it out. Oh, no. 2 hours. 2 hours of my life I lost to this man going through every single feature in depth so that I understood how to use one of maybe 200 apps that are on my phone.
Yeah.
So, of course, from my perspective, last time with Matt, he was thinking, what hasn't she told me? At this point, I'm looking at him going, does this man think I'm stupid that I can't figure out how to use an app on an iPhone? So there was a real mismatch in communication there. And I think...
Were you disagreeing with each other?
Yeah, because I was going, just shut up, I'm not bothered. Just, you know, I was literally going, this man literally thinks I'm daft. So that mismatch was really causing some stresses. I think one of the fundamental things that are important in a relationship is communication.
Okay.
And essentially, NLP is all about communication.
Yeah.
And that doesn't matter whether it's a romantic relationship like Matt and I, whether it's a relationship with family members, or even relationships that you have in the workplace. Communication is key, and understanding how someone prefers to be communicated with can help you build better relationships.
And you can empathize, can't you?
Yeah. So when I learned about chunking up and chunking down on my NLP practitioner course, I'm straight home to Matt going, oh my God, I've learned this amazing thing. This is something that we need, because I'm big picture and you're little picture.
Yeah.
I'm kind of, you know, strategy and, you know, just the headlines, whereas you need all this information. It just fits so well. This is why we keep kind of, I don't give you enough information, and why you give me too much.
Well, that's what Jan said from the financial advisor with Liam and Mark, because she said, oh my goodness me, I've realised why I get frustrated with Mark, because he's all big picture and strategic, and I'm having to make sure that all the financial plans have the rigor applied to them that we need to do for legal reasons. And I get frustrated with Mark, but now I know where he's coming from. He's big picture.
Absolutely. And just knowing that can give you so much more empathy for that other person's communication style and where they're coming from. So going back to me and Matt, what Matt's had to do is learn how to chunk up his communication to be more bigger picture. He's certainly not big picture, but less detailed, more big picture when he's talking.
So like a jigsaw puzzle.
Yeah.
Chunks up would be the same picture, but with like 12 big pieces.
Yeah.
Chunk down would be the same picture with 1,000 pieces.
Yeah. But I've also had to do the same for him.
Yeah.
Because he needs more detail. I've had to learn how to chunk down when I'm communicating key information about our lives to him so that he really understands and gets it. But the interesting thing is, we both work from home, Matt and I, and the amount of times that I've gone past his office door at home and heard him on a Teams call at work, and he's saying to other people, we need to chunk this up before we communicate it to the senior leadership team, or they just won't get it.
Yeah, that's good.
So if you want to, a small tip, you know, how is that other person communicating? How can you communicate more with them in the way that they like to be communicated with to build that better relationship? So that's just one small thing that we teach on our NLP practitioner course, amongst lots of other great communication tips to help you build better relationships. So if you'd like to know a little bit more.
I was going to say, can I just talk about teenagers?
Of course.
Okay, so our Josh has just recently this year graduated. And he went through a phase of not doing anything. And friends of ours would say, you should tell Josh to do this. You should tell Josh to do this. And people we hardly even knew would say, you should be telling, a teenager to do this. And I'm like, well, no.
That's a surefire way to get
That's a
pushed back.
surefire way. You have to have a different leadership style. So when somebody is competent, you do apply more of a coaching style. And so I found with teenagers to adopt more of a coaching approach. So what is it you want to do? And I found that work really, really well. The problem is that if you say, have you remembered your water bottle? You asked me that yesterday. And then 2 days later, forget the water bottle. So it's like, well, you learn by the consequences. And I think from that perspective, NLP is really, really good. And one final thing is with teenagers is let them play to their strengths. Let them do what they enjoy doing. Don't have in your mind a fixation of a career. Like his granddad said, well, what is he going to do? What's he in that course? What kind of work will he do doing that? Doesn't matter. He's doing what he enjoys. She's doing what she enjoys. And I think so many people I see these days, so many friends of ours who've got younger people in their families, growing up, they're 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, whatever. They're allowing them to do much more and have more freedom of choice about education and careers than, my parents and grandparents did. It was very much fixated. I think NLP is wonderful for that, helping people, respecting their model of the world and then allowing them to work things out themselves and adopting a coaching approach.
Absolutely. So guys, if you'd like more info, have a look at our website at nlpuktraining.com and we'll see you at the next podcast.